That's how I get that ooh.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
What's goody, YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to yet another live reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is TMR, and since you clicked on this video, you might as well subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave your comments down below, and enjoy this reaction video. What's goody, YouTube? What's good, TMR gang? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to yet another live reaction video. I'm your girl, TMR. Thank y'all so much for stopping what you were doing and meet me over in this daggone break room, y'all. Oh boy. All right. Y'all see the title, y'all see the thumbnail. Y'all know what we gonna get into, honey, on this good Monday morning. Happy Monday morning to each and every one of you all. Thank y'all so much again for stopping what you were doing and meet me over in this daggone break room. Child, we gonna talk about Erica and Damian this morning. Erica put out her part 3 to her series on CRYER's, I'm just going to say, can I say it? Let me say it like this. On CRYER's visitation time with the children, okay? With little Damian, or what's his name? What the little boy name is? Dion. Little Dion in Iceland, which is Damian's CRYER's 2 children with Love by Erica. He has them for the month of July, and child's been a mess ever since the kids been over there. Okay, it's been a mess. Yikes. So we're gonna talk about that because y'all know we've been following Erica and Damian for quite some time now, and their tumultuous relationship over there. Even before the children start coming. But once the children start coming, it's been a mess. It's been a mess. Erica is very adamant on how she feels as a mother, and she feels like Damian is playing her. She feels like Damian is disrespecting her. She feels like Damian minimizes her capabilities as a mother. And, she's tired of it. Erica does not like the fact that the people rally around Damian for the most part because she compares it to the fact that he has a bigger platform, as if her stance doesn't mean anything because her platform is not as big. So Erica is she's upset, right? So she's putting out videos and then she's doing live streams in the average of anywhere from 3 to 4 hours. And she's doing like panel discussions, and people are coming up on her panel, basically giving their, excuse me, y'all, sorry about that, giving their opinions of Damian CRYER. Now, obviously, I have not watched these lives. I have not watched all of them. I peeked in on 1 or 2 in the replay. I don't know about y'all. I just, my stamina doesn't last that long to sit to listen 4-hour live streams. To me, the information is being very redundant. She has live streams, videos titled Damian's granddaughter said this about him. She has another live stream that says, am I wrong for facing him to make equal sacrifices? She has another live stream. I'm the reason your son from Indiana couldn't come here, ? Yikes. And then she has another live stream where she says, addressing my baby daddy boyfriend for clowning. So I guess she calls So, which is Damian's newest girlfriend / fiance / his newest baby mother. I guess she addresses that woman as Damian's boyfriend. Okay. So we're going to get into her video. She put up like an 18, 19-minute video explaining. Damian had put up a video a few weeks back where he showed that the police was called on him. I think he said CPS. He called it CPS, where Erica sent the police over there for a well child checkup. Okay, so we're going to get into that. Again, good morning, everybody. Make sure you guys clock into the break room, hit that like button. And I understand that there are definitely going to be some people that side with Erica, feel like Erica, yeah, he's still having babies, soft aside. I know there's going to be a lot of people that side with Erica, and as you should. I mean, you can be team whoever, right? I'm just doing a reaction. I'm just telling y'all how I feel about the situation. Doesn't make my feelings valid, right, wrong, or indifferent. It's just how I feel about it. I do understand there are a lot of women that go through bad situation when it comes to co-parenting of the children. We know firsthand Liv's life. You know, y'all, we followed that saga for years. So we know that Olivia feels like she's been wronged about her situation. Erica is situation is somewhat similar, not real, because Damian hasn't taken custody of the children from her. Damian and Erica both have had CPS called on them. Erica said about 5 or 6 times for her. I don't know how many times for Damian, but all her CPS cases have been unsubstantiated, meaning they didn't find any findings. So, Erica, you know, here's the thing, from woman to woman, right? Older woman as well. I'm not saying that Erica should not protect her children. That should be the first interest of any parent, not just mother, but father as well too, to protect your children, right? That most definitely. But I feel like Erica takes it to the extreme. I really do. Erica, here's my stance, and this is just my opinion based off everything I have watched. Erica really wanted to get close to the Prince family. And in the beginning, when we first met Erica, when Damian first introduced Erica to his platform, Erica seemed like a very different person. And as time went on, it was obvious her and Damian weren't going to be forever and ever. And I think Erica, trying to show a good side of her, she decided no longer to do that once she realized the Prince family wasn't going to accept her frontwards or backwards. So now she's just throwing caution to the wind. She don't give a damn who she disrespect, who feelings she hurt, who she talk about in Damian's family. She don't care, because she feels like, I'm not in that family anyway. Y'all are not going to accept me. Damian's family will accept the children, her children, because those are Damian's kids. But as far as her, she's not a part of the package deal. And I feel like Erica knows that. She realized that. She knows that there's not going to be, she's not invited to any of the barbecues. Okay. And because of that, she don't care. She feel like the situation is already ruined. There's no way that I can unruin it. So I'm gonna just keep going. Tima, where was all this before Soso had the baby? I mean, prior to Soso having the baby, what we were listening to from Erica late last year, y'all remember when she was living in the projects and it was riddled in roaches? What we got from her was, Damian's not trying to help me. That's what we got from Erica. Can we all agree? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all agree. When we were watching videos late last year, around the holidays, what were we hearing from Erica? I'm a single mom, and I don't have any help from Damian. I don't have any help from Mucker. Mucker's conversation wasn't very loud, but Damian's was. That's what. Okay, thank you guys. That's what we was getting from Erica late last year. Now we're getting a whole different conversation, because the man is helping you. He got the kids for the whole month of July. Isn't that what she was saying last year? She didn't have any help. She can't go find a job because she don't got nobody to watch the kids. She don't have any help. Damian's not helping her with, spending time with the children. Isn't that what she was saying? We can go back and watch those old videos if you guys want to. Well, he got the kids for the whole month of July. So technically she has Drake, Mucker's son, and she has Cam, which more than likely Cam is with his family. So she just has baby Drake. And she's spending more time watching Damian through his videos than concentrating, in my opinion, on doing things that she can get done without having to run those kids to their doctor's appointments 2-3 times a week, because that's the responsibility of the father now. Right, Capri? That's exactly what she. So now the man is helping. He got the kids for the whole month of July, and she's still not happy. In my opinion, one thing I have learned in my 50 plus years of living, baby, you cannot argue with crazy. You just can't. I don't even try. You cannot argue with crazy. And at some point, Damian and Erica, not just Erica, Damian and Erica need to sit down, if they even have to have a mediator, and come to some happy medium. I personally don't feel like Damian needs to be scrutinized for every move he make with those children. And Erica does that. It was the whole Iceland didn't have her allergy medication. So she runs to the appointment at the time that they were going to be there or should be there to give him the medication. Instead of you just handing the medication, now you running into the doctor's office trying to see when appointments are, if he's keeping the appointments, if he's not keeping the appointments. Me personally, if you just wanted your daughter to have the medicine and you knew that they were going to that appointment, why not just drop the medicine off and just instruct the receptionist or whomever, hey, when Dion CRYER and Iceland CRYER come for their appointments, can you please make sure Dad gets this medicine? It's for Iceland. They would have been like, okay, sure, Mom. No, she decided to come right at the moment that she knew Damian was going to be there, pull up with the kids. And I don't know, y'all. Here's the thing. Unless you're, when you're a miserable person, then that Erica's stance makes sense to you. I'm not a miserable person, so her position doesn't make sense to me, because I like to choose peace before anything. And I do understand Damian has effed with her in the past, and I've said this many times, like, Erica just needs to pay Damian no mind. Get your money, girl. Go on about your business and let that man do whatever he's doing over there. As long as he's taking care of your kids, what he does with other children, if he birth more kids or whatever, that don't have anything to do with you, just as long as he take care of yours. But she doesn't do it that way. So let's get into Erica real quick, y'all. Let's get into her video. And what I noticed is Erica doesn't like it when you don't side with her. But my thing is, sis, when you're wrong, or when you're taking it to the extreme as a viewer. Again, I'm a viewer. As a viewer, I just gotta say, I don't know, sis. I think you're dragging it. You're really dragging it. And so now there's a situation where Damian, apparently, Dion had an appointment. And Damian takes Dion to his appointment, but he doesn't take Iceland with him. So now she's trying to figure out, well, where the hell is Iceland? So now we're going to get into that, okay? Capri says she picks at everything. Why not just enjoy her break? She was crying all last year about not having help, but now she's still complaining. Sometimes there's an old saying, you can't please everybody. And at this point, I don't think Damian should try to please Erica. I think Damian just needs to do what he needs to do as a father. And whatever her gripes are, them are her gripes. As long as he's doing everything within reason, as long as he's doing everything within the eyes of the law, as long as he's not breaking the law when it comes to those kids, I wouldn't give a damn what Erica got on social media to talk about. Because real recognizes real every time. And again, but here's the problem with Damian. Damian picks with Erica. He picks with her. And he does it, in my opinion, for the attention. See, that's what I'm saying about this social media thing. Like, it definitely is a drug for some people. Damian aggravates and agitates Erica, and he knows the outcome. But see, Damian doesn't care, because he knows the outcome allows him to produce what? More content. It's a very sick game both of them play, because unfortunately the kids are straddled in the middle of all this. Let's get into Erica, y'all.
On all my social media accounts. So today, y'all, I am going to be dropping part 3 of my series. Now, this video is going to be very detailed, so listen very, very, very closely, okay? This will explain his video. I've been striking some channels today, okay? Because what people will not do is use my content to bash me, okay? So, some people will be receiving strikes today, and I don't feel bad about it at all. Because
I mean, girl, at this point, people know how to fight strikes. Here's the thing. What is she? Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't seen any reaction videos on her. I haven't seen them. Y'all seen them? I haven't seen them. And if people are doing reaction videos, is it really them bashing her, or is them really being just brutally honest and she don't like how people are making sense of what she's saying? Like how people are making what she's saying not being reasonable or sensible. That's considered bashing? Again, it's when you bring this to the courtroom of public opinion, expect for people to have their opinion, and it might not always fall in your favor. Her realizing that would show to me the epitome of being an adult and understanding everybody's not going to agree with you, sis, especially when you're not in the right, or if they feel that you're not in the right. That's true, Tasha Nicole.
things that you're saying is not making sense. Like, I'm answering these questions, and then people are still taking it upon themselves to try to pitch a different story for their audience. And I will be addressing that as well in my live tonight. Yes, we're going live tonight again. Now, last night live, baby Tinker and her mother, they graced.
Okay, now I don't know who Baby Tinker is, and I don't know all these other extra people to the cast of characters. She did go live after she dropped this video last night. I went to look, and that live is no longer up, so I don't know what happened in that live, but it's not there.
My platform with their presence, and they had a few things to say. I don't know if that'll be a separate video or not. Tinker is 17 years old. Her mother also had her back as well. Like, everybody's just kind of getting fed up with the fakeness. You know, everything is for social media, social media, social media. But that's another story for another day and another live. So, this video, this is the one that everybody has been waiting for, because they want to know what exactly happened that led Damian to drop his initial video. YouTube streets was quiet. I was trying to be positive. For the ones that keep saying that I'm starting stuff with him every time he get a new girlfriend, you can keep saying that till you're blue in the face, because you can keep saying it over and over and over that I'm starting with him. You're just talking. Because everybody that follow me, my true supporters, know I don't start anything, but I finish everything. Let's get back into the story, which is a spinoff of the video that I created yesterday. So, now it's time for him to take Dion to his audiologist appointment. I let him know that Dion cannot miss this under any circumstances. The last month of school, I was constantly running back and forth up to Dion's school. Dion got tubes put in his ears due to like constant ear infections. He wasn't talking. And with him being high functioning, the audiologist said there's no reason why he shouldn't be talking. Like, even though he has autism, he's still very high functioning. So he kept constantly getting ear infections. They dug deeper into the problem, and they realized that my sweet precious baby has fluid sitting on his ears. So I told Damian they wanted to do an ear surgery on Dion. He did not agree with it. But with me being the custodial parent, I knew what was best for my child, and that was one of the best decisions that I have made thus far with Dion. He had his surgery in December. By February of this year, my baby can say every word that we use in this household. He's talking up a storm. He's very verbal. He's still in speech therapy, of course, but that's because he just started talking this year. So he's probably going to have many more years to come with speech, and that's fine too. So, due to him having the constant ear infections, teachers calling me saying that he has pus running out of his ears, like it started to get a little scary. We tried eardrops, that didn't work. We tried antibiotics through the mouth, that didn't work either. I started to try a home remedy that actually works. So, this appointment has been scheduled. I told Damian he cannot miss this appointment under any circumstances. So now we're at the day of his appointment. I do not know what time the appointment was, y'all, but it was like a couple weeks ago. So Damian, now he was nice enough to inform me on what was going on. And because he's not really active in, taking the kids to their appointments, Dion's, the audiologist told Damian to call me on my cell phone because she had some questions, very simple questions to ask me that Damian did not know. His weight, his height, ear infections, simple things, guys. So I politely informed the audiologist of those things, and Damian sent me.
So let me interject real quick. For all my mothers out there who are dealing with co-parenting situations, it's unfortunate, but we know for the most part, the mothers are the ones who typically keeps up with the kids and their doctors. I'm not saying that's right. So please don't, I hate when y'all hear what I say, but y'all don't listen to me. And I'm talking about the people in the comments, in the replay. But typically we know that moms are the ones who run the kids. So we're the ones that keeps up with the weights and the heights. And I'm not saying dad should not know how much his girl or boy child weighs. I'm not saying they shouldn't know the height. They should, but y'all know some things are just not really worth an argument, right? Like some things just like, if you don't know how much the child weighs, I don't make that doesn't make you a bad father. Y'all know men a lot of times they don't keep up with stuff like that. Y'all know the women, we are like the secretaries of the household. We keep up with the appointments. We do all that. I'm not saying it's right, but that's just what it is at sometimes, right? So him not knowing that information and having to call her, it's to me, for the ones who know, it's just understood. Okay, yeah, I don't really expect for you to know, sir. But yeah, call mama so I can tell them what it is. Better yet, how come they just didn't look in the boy's medical record? That most times when you go to your doctor's appointment, don't they check your height and weight? Isn't that like the pre-screening before you go into the actual the rooms that you have in when you go see your doctor? They usually take your height and your weight, check your blood pressure, temperature, they typically do that. So him having to call her or text her and ask some questions, I don't know. I didn't really see no harm in that. I didn't feel like Damian didn't get the Father of the Year award because he didn't know how much little Dion weighed.
Text message. He said that everything is 100% good in Dion's ear. They did like a little test on him. He passed both hearing tests 100%. I sent Damian a text. I said, yeah, hey, that's good news. Everything was fine. I fell asleep, guys. When I woke up, I saw where I had a missed call from Damian 10 minutes prior. And it wasn't a missed call. It was a missed FaceTime. So I'm thinking, because it's very rare that Damian FaceTime me like on accident. Like normally when he FaceTimes me, it's because he wants me to see the kids. But I guess he realized that I was going to notice that there was a child missing. I'm very hands-on with my children. I always pay attention. And when something is just too quiet, my spidey senses goes up. And hey, I just solved a mystery. So I called him back. He did not answer. I called him back the same way that he called me, via FaceTime. He did not answer. I knew right then and there something was wrong. Or at least something was off. So I let 10 minutes go by. I called him again because now I'm getting.
You got a FaceTime from Damian. You were asleep. You missed the FaceTime. You woke up. You do like most people. You pick up your phone and you see you had a missed FaceTime. Your spidey senses kick. What did they kick up to? To the fact that, oh, Damian FaceTime me. That's odd. But why did he FaceTime me? Well, let me FaceTime him back. Maybe he wants me to talk to Dion or talk to the kid. And so you call him back via FaceTime the way he called you, and he didn't answer. Could it been that he was just busy, or maybe he didn't hear his FaceTime? But all of a sudden she says, there's something brewing. There's some drama jumping off. I said, okay, girl. I would have just took it as when he see that I just FaceTime him back, he'll call me back.
Worried. Not about him. I could care less about him. I could care less about him. It's all about my baby boy and my baby girl. And that's all it has ever been about. So I called him a second time, guys, and he answered. I said, hey, I was calling you back. I seen that I had a missed FaceTime.
Full of trees.
He said, oh, I didn't realize I called you. So I guess he had me connected to the speaker. However, I couldn't see his face or anything. He was like hiding like the camera. And I'm like, this is not Damian. Like, I've been knowing Damian for almost 6 years now. This is not Damian. So I heard Dion in the background. He was like, hey, mommy. And I said, oh, hey, Dion. Mommy miss you. He said, I miss you too. And so I asked Damian, I said, what is Iceland doing? He started stuttering. He said, honestly, she's having lunch with Darian and her sister. Now, I'm going to repeat this part over 2 or 3 more times throughout this video. Because even though I think that I'm sounding very clear in these videos, there's some people on here that cannot comprehend. And quite frankly, I'm getting tired of cussing y'all out. This is my story. This is my truth. These are my children. He's my baby daddy. Anybody else?
Yes, and you're so correct, Erica. These are your children. This is your story, and that is your baby daddy. But when you bring it to social media, you just made the entire world a part of your drama. So then people will weigh in with their thoughts and opinions. Not to say that they're going to be in your favor. People don't have to agree with you. And so Erica feels some type of way when people don't agree with her. So let me set the stage for y'all. Damian FaceTimes her back, right? And she feels like Damian is hiding something because he's hiding the camera. So she's like, wait, well, why is he hiding the camera? I've been knowing this man 6 years. He's never done that before. So she says, well, where's Iceland? And Damian responds, listen to me when I say this, y'all. Damian, from what she states, Damian responds, she's having lunch with her brother, which is his 17-year-old son, and his sister. Now, if you guys don't know, Iceland has 2 sisters. Margaret, which is Damian's oldest daughter, which is like 30-something years old, and the new baby, So's new baby. So Erica wanted to analyze what Damian just said. So let's figure out, or let's listen to what Erica basically came about with that statement.
Have something ignorant to say that's not a part of our circle can kiss my ass. Now, Dion, mommy miss you. He said, I miss you too. I said, Damian, what is Iceland doing? He said, she's with Darian and her sister having lunch. She's with Darian and her sister having lunch.
We heard you, sis. Damian said he's with her. Iceland is with her brother and her sister having lunch. We heard you. What's your point?
Lunch. Y'all can try to justify this statement if you want to. Y'all know as well as I know, can't no newborn baby have lunch. All she's going to have is milk. So Damian likes to play around with his words. Now, in my mind, I said, oh, she's having lunch with Margaret. You want to know why? Because in my part 1 and 2 that I dropped yesterday, what did I tell y'all? When he finally FaceTimed me and let me talk to the kids, there go Margaret. Margaret isn't.
So are you saying that was all the same day? That couldn't have been the same day because you said Damian was sitting on the couch too. The stage you're setting right now is Damian's at the appointment with Dion and Iceland's not with them. So that wasn't the same day. So what's your point? So because he said sister, you automatically assumed it was Margaret and not the newborn because you said the newborn can't have lunch. But let's be honest, sis, milk is lunch. So let her finish, y'all.
Oh, Margaret is older than me, by the way, but we're all the same age, but she's still older than me. So 50% of me is like, okay, she's with Darian and Margaret having lunch. And maybe Margaret decides to, get on her big sister stuff or something like that. I don't know. 50% of me is like, why would he leave my daughter with Margaret when Margaret have way more kids than he do in the household, when he could have easily just brung Iceland with him to Dion's appointment? Like, it's not making sense.
How come that don't make sense? Why did he have to take Iceland to Dion's appointment? Am I wrong? Right, Passion Lisa? How does that not make sense? If he did not want to take Iceland because there was really no need for her to go, why did you? It wasn't like there was no one at the house. So what you will soon find out is apparently So-So was at the house too. So in my opinion, what Damian should have said is she's at the house with So-So and his other son. What's his name? Darian. She's at the house with So-So and Darian. Now, is he wrong for not mentioning So-So? No. He don't. It's not a play on words. He just didn't say it the way. Even if he would have said So-So, she would have had a problem with that. And I think that's why he didn't say So-So, because technically So-So is not Iceland's family yet until he marries her, if he marries her. So I think he was just saying Darian and his sister to make her think that Margaret is watching over everybody, when I believe Margaret wasn't there, but So-So was. So what he should have just said, because again, CRYER, Damian, you're a grown ass man. Erica can't whoop your ass. Listen to me when I say this, y'all. And I'm acting like Erica now. Listen real clear. Where did he break a law, or where did he break a law? He left Iceland at home with Darian, his 17-year-old son, So, which he didn't mention at that time to Erica, what did he do wrong? Why would he have to take Iceland? She doesn't have an appointment. What does she need to go for?
So guess what I did? I called Margaret. She didn't answer her phone. So then I called her on Instagram and I left her a message. This is what it said. And I said, this is not like Margaret either. Like, it's been a while since I've actually talked to Margaret, and I have my reasons why. I try my best to stay clear from that circle as possible. That way, can't nobody go back and say that I've said anything. You coming to me crying about your dad. Next thing you know, you over there. Like, that's exhausting for me. So I'm like, no, that's not Margaret. Margaret's probably at work. I knew for a fact that Iceland was not with Margaret. So I will not tell y'all the next steps that I made to find out what needed to be found out or who I called after Margaret. But if you can put two and two together, you can put two and two together. So I wasn't getting the answer that I expected to get from them because, to be honest with you, they just didn't know anything. So then I called Damian back. And I said, have you made it home yet? And he said, no, not yet. Wow, what's wrong? And I said, well, I just called Margaret to check up on Iceland, but she didn't answer the phone. Now, what's wrong with me saying that I'm calling her big sister to check up on her to see how she's doing, just based off of the evidence that has been pushed for the previous?
Now, me personally, I mean, you have the right to call Margaret to see if Iceland is good, but why would you think Iceland wasn't good? But again, y'all, you can't, if you don't, my thing is this. If you're a person who don't want to have peace in your life, then you're not going to think of things reasonably. If you live in a world of mess, drama, and then you're going to think, in my opinion, like Erica said. I personally don't feel like once you realize Iceland's with Margaret is a grown woman, and Margaret is Iceland's sister. Why would you think that something is wrong? Again, these kids are with their dad for the summer or for the month of July, right? Unless she thinks that Damian is incompetent of taking care of those kids, then if you feel that way, then why do you let them go? Yeah, I mean, constantly calling that man every day. Okay, let me take that back. I don't know if she constantly calls him every day, all day. I have no idea. But that particular scenario, if that was me, I wouldn't have called Margaret. Because I would just assume that, especially she knows Margaret. She has a rapport with Margaret. Right, Virgo Diva? If she doesn't want the interactions with Damian's family, with her children, but y'all, let's be honest, that's their family too. Margaret is Iceland and Dion's biological sister. Damian, they share the same dad. Darian is their biological brother. They share the same dad. Now, I'm not saying, y'all, there are situations that happen, unfortunately, in families where biological family members, unfortunately, harm their other family member. We've seen stuff like that happen, and that's so unfortunate. But it also doesn't happen in a lot of families, too. So my thing is, why are you calling Margaret? Do you feel like Margaret is incapable of making sure Iceland is safe? Again, this is her sister. And she's a 1-year-old little girl. I'm just going to, and again, I don't know Margaret. I don't even know what that lady looks like, but I'm just going to assume Margaret's not going to she's going to make sure that Iceland's not in harm's way, right? Dion has been around Margaret and the family before Iceland because Dion's older than Iceland. So if nothing's never happened to Dion being around Margaret, then why would you think something would happen to Iceland? Because let's be honest, just like they touch little girls, they touch little boys too. Please understand me. I'm not saying anybody was touched. I'm just saying. I just wouldn't, but y'all got to understand too. So let me take y'all back. Erica has mentioned in videos that apparently she was a child that was harmed by family members, right? So with her being a person who's had that unfortunate experience, I can understand her being on guard, right? Because she does not want that to happen to her own children. So I understand her being cautious as a mother, and especially as a woman who expresses that she has been subjected to that when she was a child by the hands, I believe she said, a family member. So I understand that. But you can't think every family is harming their family members. That's you just can't you cannot walk the world thinking like that. And again, if nothing has happened thus far, my thing is if you feel that traumatized, then keep them kids at home with you. Therefore, then you can control the environment. You cannot control the environment when they're with their dad because that's their dad's environment. And I'm just going to assume, again, this is an assumption because I don't know these people personally. I know them of the internet. I'm just going to assume that the safety and health and welfare of Damian's children is his number one priority. I would just assume that. I would hope that, right? Now, do things happen? Kids fall down, kids bump themselves. Yeah, stuff like that happens. I'm sure things have happened to her kids when they've been under her care because, you can't keep your eyes on them all the time, especially if you're in the house. Like if Erica's in the kitchen cooking and the kids are upstairs playing, she can't watch everything. I'm pretty sure Cam does a lot of overseeing of the children when Erica is busy doing something else. Erica she cannot tell me or the audience that Cam has never kept an eye on the kids while she run downstairs. I remember back last year when she was living in the projects, it was in the middle of the night. She told us that she sent Cam to go make Iceland a bottle. Because when she got up, the bottle was in the bed. And she picked the bottle out the bed. And she said, I had Cam to go make Iceland a bottle, and it was in the middle of the night. So you do have Cam doing some adult things as far as, well, getting a bottle is not being an adult, but things that he probably shouldn't have to do as being the sibling and a little guy. Because I think Cam is I don't know how old the little boy is. What, he about 12 or something like that? I don't know. So let's finish, y'all.
Night, she was at Margaret's house. One would automatically assume that he left Iceland at Margaret's house so that he could go and take Dion to his appointment, since he wanted to claim that it was raining that day. No, it wasn't. Margaret didn't answer the phone. I called him back. I said, hey, have you made it home yet? No, I haven't. Why? What's wrong? I just called Margaret to check on Iceland. She didn't answer the phone. Okay. He went off. I did not tell you, and he was not this calm, by the way. But my voice is already hoarse, so I will not be on here clowning. I'm going to say this to the live, okay? I didn't tell you that she was with Margaret. Don't go start mess. Excuse me. My daughter only have 2 sisters. Allegedly. There's Margaret. That's 33 years old. And if she's not 33, she's going to be 33. And then the newborn baby. So are you insinuating that you left my daughter with a 17-year-old, still a child, and a newborn? If 2 small kids is too much for you, then obviously 2 small kids would be too much for a 17-year-old.
Okay, so here's the point. So as we know now, it wasn't just Darian watching Iceland and his new sister. So was there too. Damian didn't tell her that. Now, why Damian didn't tell her that, I don't know. Me personally, I felt like Damian should have just said they're at the house with So-So. Iceland's at the house with So-So. That's what he should have just said that. Now, she probably would have had an attitude about that too, because her argument would have been, well, why are you leaving my daughter at the house with that lady? Why you just didn't take her with you? Then Damian could have said, because Erica, I didn't want to. He has the right to say that. As long as Iceland was left with a responsible adult, and now Erica's argument could be, well, how do I know So-So is responsible? Because I said she is. And meaning Damian responded to her, because So-So is his new girlfriend, or fiance. She just had a baby by Damian, Virgo Diva. So Erica could have said, well, okay, well, how do I know So-So is responsible? Because I'm telling you she is. That's the only way you're going to know. You don't live in a house with us. So here's the thing. Here's the problem, y'all. When you are dealing with situations like Erica and Damian's, Gerard and Liv's, and what I personally feel should happen to make this situation not current or occurring, it should, once you realize, like in Damian's situation, unless you just like living in a world of drama and confusion, once you realize that you are going to move on and you're no longer going to be with said woman, which I'm going to just say Erica for this conversation. And So-So, and once you realize So-So is the woman that's going to be in your life, So-So is Damian's new girlfriend, it probably would have been wise or even suggested, hey, Erica, how about we all sit down and have a talk? Now, I don't know if that's happened before. I don't know if they've had a talk or not, because, again, I don't watch these people like that. I just get into them when it's drama. To me, that would have been a better, especially knowing Damian's going to have his kids and So-So is there in the home. It would be all the same if it was Erica. If Erica decided to move on and she meet a guy and they really hit it off and they decide to coexist in the same household, or even if he's just a boyfriend and he spends a lot of time with Erica and the family, at that point, being responsible, we know this doesn't always happen, but it can happen if you have mature adults handling the situation. Then Erica would say, hey, Damian, I got a new guy in my life, and I would really like for you to sit down and we all have a conversation with each other and meet this new guy in my life. And Damian could have did the same thing too. I don't know if that actually happened or not, but now Erica is saying that Darian, the 17-year-old, is not responsible enough to be keeping an eye on his 1-year-old sister, Iceland. I disagree. I think 17 is an appropriate age to keep an eye on my 1-year-old sister. Right? I feel like that's an appropriate age. You got kids that babysit at 14, 15, right? So that's just my opinion, but Erica likes to keep this stuff going. The only way that Damian could find some solace in this whole situation is if he just don't visit with the children. Is that fair? No, that's not fair to him, especially if he really wants to spend time with his children. But to keep down the conflict and confusion, pay his child support, which obviously she needs the money, obviously, to take care of the children, and go on. Now, the Caribbean mama said there was the newborn and the 1-year-old. Yes, but what we know now is So-So was there too. I'm pretty sure, me personally, him being left with a 1-year-old, 17 being left with a 1-year newborn is no. I don't think that, because you don't know what to look for. You know, most of them 17-year-olds are playing the video game, right? A newborn, mm-mm. But we know now that he wasn't there by himself. So we can't sit a situation that wasn't so. So was in the building. She was in the home. Damian didn't tell Erica that. And I believe he didn't tell Erica that because he didn't want her to get mad, but she still got mad anyway because she assumed Margaret was the sister. And when she called Margaret didn't answer because Margaret probably looked down in the phone, seen Erica's name, was like, I ain't got time for her, and decided not to answer the call. And Margaret probably said, Daddy, this is the woman you chose. This is your baby mama. You deal with her. I don't got to deal with her because I ain't got a child or a chicken with her. So that's probably why Margaret didn't answer the phone. Or Margaret probably was working. I don't know. And I think Margaret just had a baby too. I believe Margaret, Damian's daughter, just had a baby as well.
I mean, am I tripping? Am I tripping? I don't think I am. So I said, I'm finna come get my daughter. And I only said that because you constantly asked me, well, you already asked me to get her while you went to Indiana. You and Dion was gonna go to Indiana and get your other son. Then you tried to say, oh, well, if you want to keep your baby girl, I will keep Dion so that I can work with him. Right? Then you FaceTime me, you're at Margaret's house. Now you're leaving her at home with somebody, and I don't even know where she's at. So it's giving you don't want to deal with Iceland. You would rather not deal with Iceland because guess what? You have to be 100% alert when it comes to Iceland. She's still a baby. But that's your fault though. If I did it, big pregnant, 10-year-old, 1-year-old, and a 2-year-old, you can do it. People want to discredit the fact that he's older. Well, obviously, what's between his legs is working just fine because he's still able to produce kids.
You know what? I don't. Did Damian leave Iceland at home with whoever was at the house? Obviously, there was an adult there because he didn't want to be bothered with Iceland. I don't know. Only Damian can answer that question. Was he wrong for leaving Iceland at the house while he takes Dion to his follow-up appointment? No, he was not wrong. Iceland didn't need to go. She wasn't being cared for. So if he decided just to leave Iceland at the house while he takes Dion to his follow-up appointment, was he supposed to call Erica and get her permission? I mean, my goodness, these are her kids. I mean, his kids too. And as long as Iceland was left in the home with a responsible adult, which I'm just going to assume So-So is responsible. I don't know So-So, so I don't know. I'm just going to assume. I don't see to me personally, there's no harm. But Erica, you can't please her. Even if Damian would have called Erica and asked, hey, do you mind if I leave Iceland? Imagine having to do that. Imagine having to call your baby mama. Every move you make, you got to confirm it with her because you don't want to get her upset. That is so exhausting. And I'm saying that as a baby mama my damn self. But my kids are grown now. I don't know, y'all. It's just a little too much. Damian, I take my hats off to him. That's a lot going on. But like I said before, Damian knew. He was very much aware of how Erica is. He's the one that decided to keep procreating with this woman. So, hey, deal with the consequences.
So if you know that you're older and your nerves is bad and you don't like dealing with kids, common sense will tell you to stop dealing with kids.
It is.
At your age, you're 55. We're not going to excuse you for being 55 if you keep creating problems. I mean, am I tripping? So when I told him that I was going to come get my daughter, he said, "Oh, no, you're not." Cool.
What you coming to get her for, though, Erica? Why are you coming? Because you mad? Because he... So did you feel like he didn't want to spend time with Iceland? I mean, he's at the house all day with her. He was going to a doctor's appointment for Dion, and he decided to leave her there. Look, let me tell y'all something. I blame Damian for this because he should have kept his damn pee-pee in his pants. You, first and foremost, me personally, maybe Damian is too old to be keeping up with all these little bitty kids. Well, he should have thought about that before he started humping all over the city of Houston. Okay? I'm just going to keep it 100. Like, all these people are just, Damian, all these people are just, it's just nonsense. And I'm going to tell you something. Damian likes it. Y'all think he don't? He get on his channel, yeah, you guys, yeah, you guys want to think that Damian just as goofy as she is. They both goofy. Because ain't no way in the world. Damian claimed he's spending all this money for the attorneys. Will go through the courts, get visitations in black and white. Hell, do like Liv and Gerard. Get the app so y'all can talk on the. So therefore, everything is monitored and recorded. Damian, I'm telling y'all, Damian likes this stuff because this is content for him. This is he likes agitating this woman because he knows Erica's gonna respond. So this gives him more ammunition to respond back.
Because the old Erica wouldn't have said anything and would have just showed up over there. That's how I know I'm changing for the better.
He did, Manuel.
Instead,
he did.
I did what any mother would have done. I contacted Cypress Police Department. I had explained to them that my kid's father likes to play around with words. He told me that my daughter was left alone with her brother and her sister having lunch. I was thinking that it was the older sister. However, he said that it wasn't the older sister. My daughter only have 2 sisters. So she's left with Darian and a newborn.
Sis, you called the police and said that your baby daddy is committing what you feel like neglect. And you need a welfare child check because you believe a 17-year-old has been left alone with a 1-year-old and a newborn. And the police came. They came because they have to come. Not because what she said, it's because she made the call. Because 17 is clearly old enough to be at home with the child. Now, newborn, nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't leave my newborn with a 17-year-old. I just wouldn't. 1-year-old walking, talking, can say yes, no, please, and thank you. And I'm just going to a doctor's appointment. I'm going to be right back. I don't really see no harm in that. I don't. But I do understand. But again, y'all have to understand, Erica didn't have a really good childhood. And I believe some of the trauma from what happened to her as a child, obviously, she wants to make sure that doesn't happen to her own children. And I understand her feeling that way. She's valid for feeling that way. But she can't live her life thinking everybody's going to harm her children. If let's be honest. If you feel that way, I'm not saying, now look, hear me when I say this. Dads have touched kids too, their own kids. So that's been a thing. We've seen that in the news and on social media. So if you're going to leave him with Damian, my thing is be fearful of him too. If you're fearful of everybody else. So again, and I'm not saying Damian's going to do anything heinous to his children. I would pray not. But I don't know. Calling the police was a little, because she was, even if you did find out that Darian was there by himself, well, okay, now what? Because again, nobody was going to get arrested. So here's the picture Damian took when the police, I guess he made it back to the house before the police got there. So Damian takes a picture with the police officer that came for the well child check, and sent the picture to Erica. See, this is why I say, y'all, Damian is just as messy as she is, because he didn't have to send that picture to her. But I guess he wanted to let her know, yes, the police did come to my home and we took a picture together. Now, me personally, I don't know if Damian told this man. I'm just going to assume he probably did tell this man the reason why his baby mama called the welfare child check. Professionally, I feel like that was unprofessional of that, because that officer should have been like, look here, man, I ain't got time for your YouTube drama and your baby mama drama. I just came here to do my job, check on the welfare of the children. Everybody seems to be okay. Doesn't appear to be anything heinous going on here. I'm out. But yet the officer wanted to take a picture with Damian CRYER, the Prince family's father. I said, baby, these people are a mess. All right, let's get back into the reaction.
He never mentioned So-So. So-So never even crossed my mind, for the ones that said that I was mad because he left my baby with So-So. He never mentioned So-So. Maybe it's because he thought I was going to be mad. He never mentioned So-So. That was the last thing on my mind. All I saw was, okay, now I'm in fight or flight. Where is my daughter? Just based off of everything that has happened prior to this day, where's my daughter? Police officer go over there. They called me and say everything was fine. He comes sending me a stupid picture of him and a police officer. Police officer's not supposed to be taking pictures with nobody on a wellness call. A wellness check.
You're right, sis. Police officers probably shouldn't take pictures with people on wellness checks. Police officers also shouldn't be loaning out their cruisers for YouTube pranks, too.
That's the beauty of having experience in law enforcement. So, he dropped that video. They wasn't even there but 3 minutes. He dropped that video making it seem like they was coming to get the kids, and he insinuated he's never had CPS called on him to get y'all to think that I called CPS on him. When honestly, if you really want to be technical, and I have a recording of it too, he was the first one that was actually under investigation with CPS. He will never tell that though. And it was because he made that video with Dion hanging out the window. If I'm lying, I'm lying. And then there was some other allegations that he abused Dion. Now, all of the CPS cases have been thrown out, which means that they didn't find any evidence. I've been under CPS investigation many a times, probably 5 or 6 times.
Damn.
I've never received jail time. I just never got taken from me. Those cases are dismissed. They don't exist because I was found innocent. So when he tried to throw that out there to try to either insinuate that I called CPS on him or try to insinuate that I'm the one that's getting CPS called on me as if I'm doing something wrong, obviously I haven't done anything wrong at all. I'm just trying to be a concerned mother. That's it. The fact that he wants me to constantly think that Iceland is being mistreated is very disturbing. But guess what?
Why does he want... Wait a minute. Hold on. What do you mean he wants you to think Iceland is being mistreated? Why would he want you to... Where did you hear mistreat?
In my part 4, we're going to see what Love by Erica did after he made that video. Because now I'm getting pissed off.
Oh. Well, girl, it's better to be pissed off than pissed on. Okay, girl. Woo, baby! That's a lot going on over there, honey. I'm telling you, but these folks who need TV, child, they need to be their own damn Tubi movie at this point. There's a lot going on, honey. Child, Erica said, oh, I'm going to get my bills paid. She said, by hook or crook, honey, I'm going to get this light bill paid, girl. She said, I'm going to get on here. She said, oh, baby daddy, you want to use me? I'm going to use your ass back, sir. And there you have it, honey. So y'all let me know in the comments, how do y'all feel? Do y'all feel like Erica's in the right? Or do you feel like she's not in the right? Do you feel like Damian is antagonizing her? Or do you feel like Damian is just over there with his kids doing summer break? How do y'all feel? I mean, I don't know, y'all. I just really feel like Erica needs to choose peace. And if she doesn't want to choose peace, then she doesn't have to. I know she says she's in therapy. I don't know if it's working or not. But that he is an antagonist. Yeah, Damian think he's the smartest person in the room, and he appears to be the dumbest, in my opinion. Like I told y'all, I am not a Damian CRYER fan. I'm not a Love by Erica fan either. I just think these two are just, and it's just pitiful how they just can't co-parent and go on about their business. It does. I mean, obviously Damian goes on with his business because, honey, he get new women, he get them pregnant, or they get pregnant, have miscarriages, and all that. Damian is very messy because Damian is the one that told Love by Erica that Creole Bae couldn't hold kids. Now, how is that Erica's business? Whatever Creole Bae's uterus can or cannot hold, why would that be Erica's business? So that's what I'm saying. Y'all got to watch CRYER because that ninja is messy too. But, however, let me use that word. However, Erica knows that, right? So it's not to say that everything that Damian's over there doing is to antagonize her. Not everything, but there definitely are some things that he do to antagonize her. So, at this point, I guess let the games be games. But, Damian Prince told his daddy, leave this young girl alone. Damian did. Erica's like 20 years younger than Damian. Me personally, Damian had no business dealing with her. She got a lot of spunk. She got far more spunk than he do. Okay? And he should have just left it alone. Now, as far as Rakan Mucker, again, I don't know anything. She don't talk about that man. She doesn't, I guess it's okay that he doesn't take Drake to doctor's appointments. I guess she's okay with that. I don't know, because she appears to not to have any beef with Rakan Mucker, because she don't mention him. And let me take that lie back, because I don't watch her like that, so I don't know if Rakan is coming to pick the boy up or not. She don't mention it. But it seems like Damian is trying to be active with his children, and the more activity, in my opinion, the more content she has. Okay. You said Erica isn't the only baby mama. The other baby mamas aren't bothered. Well, yeah, the other baby mamas, for one, the other baby mother's kids is grown. Darian is his mama. She's remarried. She's with another man. Now, Damian Prince's mother and Margaret's mother and the rest of the kids, I don't know anything about them, but obviously they not studying YouTube, okay? Damian's on here and he got commingled with these YouTube chicks, and this is the outcome, okay? This is the outcome. She's okay with Mucker being a deadbeat? Apparently so. It sure is, Latrice. It sure is. But this is what he wanted, and this is what he got. Timar Just Jazz has no smoke for Chris. Just Jazz has no smoke for Chris, but always mad at Phil. Oh, you mean Jasmine, not Just Jazz. Jasmine don't have any smoke for Chris, but always mad at Phil. But even with her being mad at Philip for Jasmine, whenever Jasmine needs something, who she call on? Philip. Philip always come and save her damn day. Chris ain't, baby, he not even picking up the phone, let alone coming. All right, y'all, that's my time. I'm gone. I'm out of here. Y'all be good. Y'all be great. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one, honey. Remember, so much love. Bye.